So dear children of class 8, winter has already set in, and with this it becomes more important, very important, that we take extra health care in this corona call. Must include, I will say, that plenty of fruits, vegetables, and of course jaggery, because they help us to keep our body warm in the depressed temperature. So today in my this class I will try to test your knowledge from the chapter chemical effects of electric current. That is why I have prepared good MCQs from the chapter, and you will try to answer them carefully. Question is, which is not a non-electrolyte? You will see every option. Ethyl alcohol is given, urea is given, sodium chloride sodium chloride is given, and sodium solution is given. So try to understand that which will be a non-electrolyte. Electrolyte should be always in the form of solution. Here the question, it looks very confusing. Electrolyte is always in a form of solution, either a paste. So ethyl alcohol is a liquid, but it is a non-electrolyte. Why it is non-electrolyte? Because it is not an ionic substance. Then urea will be also a non-electrolyte, because it is also an organic compound, not an ionic compound, means covalent compound or molecular compound, not an ionic compound. It cannot ionize. Then here sodium chloride will be given, is also given. Now many of you will choose this option of sodium chloride, because the sodium chloride you will think that okay, it is common salt, so it will be a non-electrolyte. But that I have deliberately given you to confuse. Sodium solution is the real actually right option, because the sodium, when it will be dissolved in water, it will form sodium hydroxide, and that is a very strong electrolyte. Got it? Question 2. Electroplating prevents what? Does it prevent corrosion? You think upon it. I am not going to tell you what will be the right option. Passing of current, shining, or dissociation. Dissociation means breaking down. So electroplating is what? It is the kind of chemical effect of electric current. So naturally it will dissociate the electrolytes. So I don't think that you will choose the dissociation, and what you will choose, that you decide. That what does where it is used. Is it used to protect the metals from corrosion? Just think about it. Now question number 3. Which of the following is not used for electroplating metal articles? Because very limited metals are used for the electroplating. Those metals which are very shiny in appearance, those metals which are very less reactive in their reactivity, they are chosen actually, children. So nickel will be chosen, silver, chromium, sodium will be chosen. Why we will choose sodium? Because sodium is a highly reactive metal. So think upon it. Question 4. In LEDs, the larger LED wire is always connected to the which terminal? There are two wires in the LED. You know that one is your smaller wire, and the bigger wire is also is there, a longer wire. So the longer wire will be connected to the negative terminal, or is it neutral, or it will be to the positive terminal, or any terminal. I don't think that it will be connected to the any terminal. There will be a right terminal, which is what? Try to answer. Question 5. When electrodes are immersed in water and electricity passed, then bubbles formed on the positive terminal is actually what gas? That you have to identify. In the just remember that activity where I explained you about the chemical effect of electric current that is generated in water, how the electrolysis of water is done. So electrolysis of water is done with the carbon rods, I explained you. So it is asked that at the positive terminal is what? It is your anode, and at anode what ion will move? That you know that it will be anion. So anion will be formed by metal or non-metal, that you have idea. So hydrogen will move towards the positive terminal, or carbon dioxide, where from the carbon dioxide is just looking totally not a situation, because from where we will get the carbon dioxide in the electrolysis of water? Oxygen and nitrogen. So you just try to understand that what will be the correct option for that, which will form anion here. In water there are two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. Which gas will be in the form of anion? Now I am coming to the next question, which is your question number 6. Why do we add dilute sulfuric acid to copper sulfate solution during electroplating. Yes, this is right, that during the electroplating, if we want to electroplate any article from copper, the electrolyte is your copper sulfate, and in the copper sulfate solution little much of acid, which is very strong acid, dilute. But in dilute situation where the acid is diluted by adding water in it, is added in the copper sulfate solution. So what is the purpose of it? The first option has what? That to increase acidity. Why we will try to increase the acidity of the electrolyte? That's just not looking correct situation. Then B, to increase conductivity. Yes, can it be? Just think upon it. C, so that color becomes more prominent. So acid is what? Acid is a electrolytic substance. So if we are adding acid in any solution, naturally its electrolytic strength will increase. So when the electrolyte will become stronger, will it be good conductor or bad conductor? Think upon it. Then the last is to bond copper sulfate. So here is question number 7. In this question, what has been asked? The cans used for storing food are made by electroplating tin onto iron. That is right, because whenever you will buy any canned food, you will see that it is plated with tin over the iron. But why it is done? That has been asked. So does it because of the tin gives shiny appearance, or to make the vessel cheap, or tin is less reactive than iron, or to make the vessel lighter? So iron is heavier, tin is lighter, but this is not the purpose, because we are coating basically the can is made up of iron, and we are just having electroplating over it of tin. So tin is in the reactivity series, tin has acquired the lower place than iron, and when we are keeping the food in the any container, that food should not react with the metal of the or whatever is the element of the container. So you know that the iron gets rusted so easily. It has very high reactivity towards oxygen, and in the food also lots of acidic basic substances are present. If the food is acidic like pickles etc., then it will keep reacting with the iron, which is a metal. So naturally here a less reactive metal will be better, which serves the purpose when we electroplate it with tin. Question 8. Which element among following will form cation? That you decide which element forms cation. Is it metal or non-metal? I have given option as sulfur, aluminium, phosphorus and oxygen. No hint will be provided. Sorry. Question 9. An electric lamp glow due to what? Chemical effect or magnetic effect or heating effect or none? Just try yourself. Question 10. Magnetic compass connected in a circuit is used to check what? Magnetism in electric current, or slow current, or small current, or none. You know that the magnetic compass needle is used when we could not detect the electric current in an electrolyte by the LED even. So naturally this deflects in the presence of such kind of substance or electrolyte also, which is very poor electrolyte. So poor electrolyte only will give very slow current, I think. Now last question I have reached, because I have prepared a set of 11 questions only today. So LED glows when a strong electric current flows from it, or whenever a weak current flows through it, or when no electric current flows through it, or when or none of the upper given option is right. So this is just to provide you help to test your knowledge yourself from the chapter Chemical Effect of Electric Current. Test it.